Yo, what is going on, everybody? Hello, happy Wednesday, happy hump day. And my goodness, is it a good one? We have 95K Bitcoin today, which was fantastic. Obviously, we've retraced a little bit since then, but I got multiple messages and alerts and whatever that we had crossed the threshold and that we are within 5K, or at least were within 5K of the ever so elusive 100K Bitcoin. But I hope everybody's doing well. I'm feeling better today, much better, thankfully. Hopefully you can hear it in my voice. Well, you probably can still hear I'm recovering my voice, but I had a fantastic cardio session this morning, and then I lifted. I'm feeling back to normal. I was, you know what's crazy is I was on the phone with Darkest Night because I was like out running, and then he called me. I was on the phone with him for over an hour, which was wild. I mean, we talked about everything, but we were talking about crypto, obviously, and how a lot of stuff has changed here. And he was asking me some things about Splinterlands and all that. So good stuff all around for anybody who's wondering how Darkest Night is doing. He is doing well. And, hopefully we'll get him back into the mix here at some point, although it is what it is, But, so we are seeing a crazy amount of, how do we put it? Just like straight up Bitcoin dominance, right? Which is so similar to how 2020 played out. You're seeing alts bleed once again. I mean, here goes SPS down the drain. Here goes DEC down the drain, even though everybody's super excited about Heloise and the upcoming cards. ETH BTC is putting in like cycle lows. Like it's kind of crazy how bad that chart is. I hope all the ETH maxis out there are not thinking about not too sad. Let's see, ETH BTC. What do we want to do? All right, I want to look at the chart. ETH BTC. Oh, why is this so bright? I've never been on this page before, but this is the 1 day. Let's look at the 1 year. Yeah, I mean that chart is awful. Let's look at the 5 year though. It is up 50% on the 5 year, but I mean, this includes that last bull run, right? Where things went up, and then ever since it's been down. So, maybe we do hit that point again. Maybe we do get some run up. I mean, obviously I'm hoping that'll be the case for alts in general, but the truth is that you look at other altcoins out there, and let's actually do this coin. No, we're boycotting CoinGecko, right? I forgot why, but that was a decision made a while ago. You look at other things out there. I mean, Solana's doing pretty good. I mean, XRP, I'm not a fan, but it's doing all right. Cardano's been pumping like crazy. Look at this, up 40%, almost 40% on the week. XRP up 50% on the week. BNB is kind of holding steady, but BNB is within striking distance of its all-time high, which is kind of wild, right? And Solana, obviously, I mean, it's only 6%, up 6%, but it flipped BNB. And it's about, what, a 2.5x to flip Ethereum at this point? I don't know. It's going to be wild. The flippening is happening. There's Pepe, Stellar Lumens. There's another one that's popped up. You know what's interesting is Stellar was not huge last bull run. I remember it from 2017. But I wasn't following. I don't think it did much in 2021. In fact, let's take a look. And to be honest, I'm not up to date with the project. I have no idea where things are at. There's 30 million XLM out there. Jesus. Oh my God. Well, it's very far away from its all-time high. In fact, let's do this. Oh, you know what? I guess it didn't do bad last bull run. It did hit a new all-time high. So there is that. Either way, pretty cool. Anything else we want to take a look at real quick? Oh, Avalanche is not doing numbers at the moment, but this is another one, especially with what's that game called? Off the Grid on it. There could be some stuff going on here. Let's see, what's its all-time high? I own 0 Avalanche. I've never had it. I've never operated on it, so I am very, very grossly unaware of what's going on there. But I hear good things. And so, everything's competing for second place. But there is no second best. Polkadot was one. That was a darling last time. Yeah, I don't know. All right, let's hop into the chat here because you guys are already sending in some things. So, we got Wibble Wee. Let's go. Ghostly BG, howdy partner. Good to see you here. I hope everybody is doing well. State of Survival says, Rebellion question. I never bought a pack, but now that all the summoners have dropped, am I able to get these summoners from packs if I buy enough, or is that over for me? Yeah, so every card outside of the 2 promo cards, actually outside of any of the promo cards, is available in those packs. So you can get a Tofu or Cryptic or Lorgus. They should be available for you. State of Survival says, are Rebellion pack sales going to just end, or will they do special offers like they did with Chaos Legion? They will not be doing special offers. In fact, they said that they specifically did not want to do that because that's what ended up making Chaos Legion so overprinted. It was a money grab kind of situation, and now Chaos Legion is overprinted and very, very, I don't know if undervalued is the right word, but it's just like, it's devalued, we'll put it that way, because there's just too many out there for the current player base, and people were buying just to buy. And part of it was like, people were thinking like, hey, let's do this to help support the company in the long run. But yeah, it ended up being something that was not great. Like the sentiment there was probably good and genuine across the board, from the team to the community. But none of that spurred the type of market activity and the type of growth that we needed in order for it to be irrelevant, right? In order for all of that overprinting to be irrelevant, meaning that if all of that if we had done that to then push the company in a better direction, and then the company had started marketing or bringing in new players, and the several million extra packs that we had got soaked up by those new players, everybody would have been happy, right? But that just didn't work out the way that people thought. So Stage of Survival says, as for crypto, I always hope Verge and Golem would do well. I don't know what Verge is. I actually don't know what Golem is either, unless you're talking about Golem Overlord. Excuse me, still coughing a bit. I'll try to mute whenever I do that. All right, so Ben Adams says, it was bulk deals and the way airdrops worked too. Yeah, though it was just not a fantastic situation. Again, when you're in it, it's like, okay, like this is cool. We're getting into a better situation now, and hopefully, this helps keep the game and the company moving forward. But ultimately, it just was not, because keep in mind that this all happened end of 2022, early 2023, right? So we actually had, think about it this way. We had, I'm trying not to do like any revisionist history here. Let's be honest and objective when we look at the past. When that happened, right? It was the winter sale that went until December of 2022 to January of 23. Going into 2023, we actually saw a decent pump in SPS, right? There was the Vruz promo, which is a big part of that. I think there was DEC batteries, and then we had Land 1.0, right? Not even 1.5 and beyond 0.5. So 1.0, where you'd be able to actually open up your plots. And I remember in March, late March, early April, that's when we were doing the live streams here. I opened mine on stream. We did a bunch of like group reveals or whatever it was. And it was a good time, and there was a lot of momentum then. I mean, everybody was like really excited about Land 1.0, right? And then, the concept of 1.5 came about, and here's where things really just went downhill. We were told 1.5 would be coming in June, right? End of Q2. And we're sitting there in April, and it's like, okay, 1.5 is going to be out in June of Q2. Not only that, we were told goals would be coming out at that time. We were told that Soul Keep would be coming out and around that time. And that time frame just killed everything, killed any kind of momentum, because there was a period of a couple of months where the community was rallying, around the team and around what the team was delivering. The team was doing a fantastic job in Q1, in my opinion. There were, new rule sets, new things like that. And, everybody was excited, and land came out, and there was a massive push, right? We burned a lot of DEC, used up a lot of DEC. It was actually an exciting time, Q1 of 2023. But it was after that where it became this whole like, okay, so when's land coming out? And then, as Aggie famously framed it, like, oh, land is this baby, we just have to get it out. It's like, okay, well, you told us June, it's now July, when's it happening? Okay, you told us June, it's now August, when's it happening? Oh, wait, you're gonna put it on the map server? Like, sweet, okay, let's do it. Oh wait, it's September, and you told us June, and it was on the map. You said it was gonna be on the map server, and now it's not here. Oh yeah, wait, what happened to Soul Keep? Right? So that time period, that period of like 4 to 5 months from May to like September was brutal. And that killed like any of the momentum and the goodwill after the layoffs from 2022, right? Because obviously there was a little bit of a downer. FTX bottomed out, or FTX failed. Everything bottomed out, but there was this kind of like, let's save Splinterlands, right? Time like let's all band together. And obviously there's going to be a lot of negative emotions anyway. But just thinking objectively about it, there was a good period of time in Q1 of 2023. And then it just got ripped away. Actually, ripped is not the right word. It's like death by 1,000 cuts. That happened over that 4 to 5 month period following, or in Q2 and Q3. And then of course we got the major change, right, in late September, with Matt coming in and saying, he's essentially taking over the CEO role, the splitting off the companies and all that. And the rest is history, right? If you want to get into the history from there, it's been interesting regardless. I'd say we went through almost like a similar cycle where this year, Q2 into Q3, that same 4 to 5 months, May to August, September-ish, were really tough. But in my opinion, that wasn't necessarily because the team was not delivering anything. It was because they had closed so many loopholes and so many potential exploits in revamping ranked play, in revamping the rewards, in revamping how gladiators function, being able to burn stuff, that we just kind of had to recover from that. And nothing that the team was doing was necessarily focused on like game economy. There were a couple things, right? So obviously you had the Wild Pass, which is fantastic, and then you had the Wild Pass going only into DEC and not vouchers. But since that time frame, it's been interesting. SPS bottomed out what month? I think it was July or August. And again, part of that was the fact that we had an overabundance of DEC. We still do have an overabundance of DEC, but we also had, because of the fact that we were working economically to remove or reduce any and all bot army impact. We kind of suffered the 4 months or whatever it was, or not 4 months, but like the 4 weeks of them unstaking over the course of like July or so. Let's see, we bottomed out here early August. Yeah, so around this time. Oh, excuse me. But see, since that time frame, right? Since that time frame, it's been up and to the right. Like this is not insignificant in my opinion. I want to be fair, right? So if we go here to August, isn't that cool? Let's go like early August. Oh wow, this thing does not like rescale, so that sucks. But you see my point here, right? We've essentially done a 2.5x from the low, and there's a lot of positive sentiment, dare I say a little momentum, whatever you want to call it. And we know that there's a lot of really great things that are coming over the next couple of months here. Now it's going to be a matter of being patient, because of the fact that we're heading into the holidays here, so it's like the next 5 to 6 weeks. I don't think anybody's going to be getting anything done. So whether it's LAN, whether it's hardcore mode, whether it's whatever, all that stuff's probably gonna have to wait until January, maybe even February at this point, which is kind of tough. But right now, none of that really matters because it's Bitcoin's time to shine. In fact, that's kind of what I wanted to show here. If we could go back to Bitcoin dominance into 2020. There it is. So where are we at? I want to look at all time. Okay, there it is. So you see here, we're going into, wait, this is Bitcoin dominance. So look at that, we topped out. I mean, this thing was still rising. Look at this. This is September onwards, right? 56% to 64% in November, which is kind of where we're at now. And then into December, topped out at 69%. Nice. On 12/27. And then alt season started, right? And then things took over. So where's Ethereum? Ethereum's here, and you can see that Ethereum finally wakes the hell up and does its thing. Now, is that going to be the case again? I mean, it seems like we're in a strong situation of history doesn't repeat, but it often rhymes. I don't know that we're going to get up to 69% Bitcoin dominance because there's just too many garbage tokens out there. There's like new meme coins launching every freaking day. So as long as that's getting included, the Bitcoin dominance chart's not going to look the same. But either way, does make for something interesting here. Let's see, this is when you see all these like random ass trending coins. Only thing that matters to me right now is Bitcoin's market cap, because this thing is going buck wild, it seems. Hold on, let me check here. What is the market cap of gold? That's been the narrative for so long. Gold market cap is $17 trillion. Holy moly. Okay, so estimated at 17-ish, 17.5 trillion. So if you just do the quick math on this, even if Bitcoin does a 5x up to like 400, 500K, between 450 and 500, that's not even like, that's like 2/3 of the way towards gold. But see, you know, what's funny is everybody's now starting to revise their calls, right? You're seeing just a bunch of people who are like, oh yeah, I thought Bitcoin could hit this. Well, now I think Bitcoin can hit this. And you're seeing that not just with Bitcoin, but with if anybody else is in MicroStrategy, congrats to you. That has been a phenomenal ride. But you know, I'm starting to see a lot of people kind of revisit their things, which makes me nervous, right? And I talked about this on maybe yesterday's live stream or last week, where it feels frothy. I mean, look at where we're at, 83 on the fear and greed index. That's pretty freaking greedy. Like, we're not at extreme greed. Oh, actually, no, never mind. It says extreme greed at this point. So there's got to be a correction somewhere. There's got to be, you know, one of those 30% corrections at some point. When that happens, I don't know. But if I had to guess, not that this is financial advice, but if I had to guess, the holidays do something weird to people. Everybody's getting together with their families and their friends, and everybody's talking about whatever's hot at the moment. Bitcoin, like, being within striking distance of 100K. Like, again, this is not a prediction. I mean, yes, it is a prediction, but it's not financial advice. Like, I'm of the mindset now. I mean, we're too close with two major holidays coming up in the US, one next week and one in like 5 weeks from now. I don't see a situation in which we don't hit 100K during this holiday time frame. Now, that doesn't mean that we're like gonna hit and blow through it. We could absolutely hit it and then drop back. But I think that this is going to be a major talking point at every Thanksgiving and Christmas dinner table, right? So I'm thinking that we continue to push forward until the new year, and then maybe we cool off in the first half of the new year. And you know what's interesting is, once again, history doesn't repeat, but it often rhymes, where we just blew past this in 2020 and 2021. So let's see if I can find the chart here. Boom, right there. You can see it. This is perfect. The perfect visual representation, right? So here's Q4 of 2020, right? October 6th, you're at $10.6 thousand, $10,600. By whatever this date is. Oh, you know what? Never mind. This is not a good visual representation. I have to zoom in ever so slightly. Ever so extremely. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about here. So where is it? So here's early October, 10K, right? Then we go up, we find the new all-time high at 19, 20K, and then we blow past it up to 35, 36K in early January. And then it's like a 2-week period here. 2-week period where we drop back down. And I think, if I remember correctly, in early January, we had already hit like 40K or something like that. And so then we drop back down, we do 30%, 35, maybe 30% retracement down to like 32. Blow past it again into the 50s, and we're down in the 40s. All right, and then we kind of top out. So if we were to overlay this with 2021, right? So where we were at in October, for example, was it like the low 50s or something? Maybe we have this like lull period here around the holidays that everybody was, that I mean, I'm thinking that we don't really have this lull period here, right? There's actually gonna blow through a little bit earlier, and then this part here, this little dip that happens, this kind of like breathing room that maybe lasts 2 weeks or so in January, is probably going to be around the inauguration. Let's see if everything goes smoothly. Let's see if Trump is able to start implementing things on day one. Let's see if he's gonna, honor his promises and all that. And then if the signs are good, well, then you get that leg up, right? But yeah, we shall see. All right, let me see here. Harris is in the house. I keep hearing Sol is outpacing ETH. Anything special happening with Solana? Makes me want to trade my ETH to Sol. Excuse me. I don't really follow anything that's going on with ETH or Sol, so I can't tell you anything about that. All I know is that the Solana community is just super strong, and there's a lot of hype around Solana, which is interesting because I really thought that it would be around the layer 2s for ETH, Base being one of the biggest ones. But in the stuff that I do follow, which is for example Parallel and the Parallel ecosystem or the Prime ecosystem, they're already on Base, right? But they're still making a concerted effort to bridge the token over to Solana. They're going to bridge or launch their next game, which is the Parallel Colony AI based game on Solana. So I mean, they're probably just hedging their bets in terms of like making sure that they have exposure to both. But that just goes to show how important Solana is and will probably continue to be this cycle. Yeah, I mean, Solana is definitely outpacing ETH. At the end of the day, it's cheaper, faster, in certain ways, maybe more reliable, even though it does go down. But it's not as decentralized as Ethereum. Though here's the thing, people don't care as much about decentralization as we would like to think. So when it comes to money, Yes, that's a huge part. But Bitcoin's already solved that problem, right? I don't think many, and like people don't look, at least I myself don't look at Ethereum, for example, as, a store of value, as a currency, as whatever, like the base layer of the future of money. Ethereum to me is like, okay, this is like the Web3 version of Amazon, right? There's gonna be a lot of stuff, or the Apple Store. There's gonna be a lot of stuff built on here, and we'll have to see how well it integrates with, the Ethereum blockchain, and what kind of value it can bring and drive into the ecosystem. But do you need that to be fully decentralized? And I think the argument against that has been very strong, because you have something like Solana, which is not nearly as decentralized, if at all. Yet, it's able to offer everything that ETH offers without the decentralization better. So, again, I say this as somebody who owns like very little Solana. I was never big into the Solana ecosystem, but, I have a little Solana, I have a little ETH, and I'm just going to ride them and see what happens. That, like, to me, the positions that I have in those are not like, oh, this is going to be like life-changing gains. It's just like, I have ETH because I operate on ETH sometimes. I had Solana because I would operate on Solana sometimes, even though I don't have, I don't play STEPN anymore. But I did buy a decent bag at around like 160 or so, and I was like, I'll make a bet if this, because the thing is, the way that I viewed it is like, okay, if Solana's going to be the next ETH, even if it doesn't become ETH, but it's just like following in ETH's footsteps, then yeah, I can see this doing a couple multiples. But it's just like in crypto, it's probably one of my most conservative bets, right? All right, so Alex Bernard is in the house. Let's go. Can I sell research points from my land? No, you cannot. I don't think that there will ever be a situation in which you can sell those. I think the only thing tangible from land is going to be SPS and any of the resources. Banana says, nope, you can't sell research. You just have to trust that's something you're going to want to have. Yeah, trust. You know what's interesting though is trust is like the one thing I'm really short on these days. So Brandon says, the new Mariput Legend card. What's up, Brandon? Cleanse in Earth and Life. Check Splinter Card's abilities. What other Earth units have Cleanse? I don't think that there's any except for Llama, right? So that's actually a pretty big, it's kind of a big deal. Well, let's go check Splinter Cards. I mean, that's what made Llama so freaking powerful, right? Because it's like Kron can get afflicted by himself, or he can get stunned, or he can get whatever. But then you cleanse him at the beginning of the round, and it's like, oh, I'm unstoppable. So let's check Earth. Boom! I called it from memory. Llama. And no neutral. What about dragon? Oh, there's a couple dragons out there. Let's look at all of them. So that's actually quite a big deal then. Life has a bunch. I remember this card was so expensive back in the day, and I bought it in like 2021. I bought a level 3 version of it because I wanted Cleanse, just for those pesky poison battles. So you got Earth. So there's no death with Cleanse. Isn't that interesting? Fire, water. Now you'll have Earth outside of Llama. Wait, what the hell is this? Do you guys see this? Look at Llama. Llama has apparently an attack. It's a dual attack. I mean, hey, I'll get that. Isn't that interesting? Llama ding dong. Indeed, bananas. Indeed. So short and concise, but so perfectly to the point. State of Survival says, I want to start buying land, but the white paper doesn't really go into a whole lot of detail. Where can I go learn more about the various types of land and what I can use them for? You know, the long answer is somewhere. Short answers, I don't know off the top of my head. There was something that showed like a while back from Cryptomancer. It showed what the at least 1.75 was going to offer, like which land plots were going to create what. Because we're going to have wood, stone, iron or ore, and then of course grain. Are going to be the 4 natural resources with 1.75. But I'm getting a little worried about 1.75. I really hope that it does come before Conclave Arcana. But you know how like land always gets delayed? Part of me is like, oh man, I don't know that we're going to get 1.75 in Q1. Because, and you know, to Cryptomancer's point, Q1 was an estimate, right? He gave it as a rough estimate. I've been the one wishfully thinking that it would be, you know, early Q1. But I kind of remain steadfast in this, where it's just like, I know that they did it in March. Or sorry, I know that they did it at the end of 2023, where they launched 1.5 and Rebellion at essentially the same time. I don't know if they want to do that again. I mean, maybe they will. Maybe they don't care. And, you know, maybe an investigator is just like a glutton for punishment and he just like loves it. But my guess would be like they would want to space out some of these major releases, especially if they're going to be doing any kind of marketing and wanting to really highlight certain aspects. Which means if I was running this, land 1.75 would have to come out in February at the latest. Because come March, it would be Conclave Arcana pre-sale time. And maybe you could get away with like, okay, we started, you know, we launched land 1.5 early March, and then mid-March we start the pre-sale, and then, you know, it comes out the end of April. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see. So to answer your question, where can I go learn more? Yeah, I mean, the unfortunately the white paper is somewhat outdated at this point. We're not really using it for much, and I do think a lot of that stuff is going to end up changing over time anyway. If you go into the land Discord, oh, but you know what? You might not even have the Land Barons Discord thing, so let me see if I can find it. Because the truth is, I'm not even sure what you're looking for. Like, what kind of, actually, before I even do this, what kind of information is it that you want, State of Survival? Like what are you trying to find out from land? Because I would say that the best resource at this point is still the Land 2.0 white paper, even though I kind of just said that it was irrelevant. But at least that's directionally correct in terms of where Matt eventually wants to go, and Cryptomancer's eventually going to go. Now, I think that we're going to take a couple detours along the way. But again, I don't know if you're looking for like short-term information or long-term information. If it's long-term information, I would still go with the Land 2.0 white paper. GhostBG says, go to the spoilerless section of ChatGPT. Oh, yeah. ChatGPT. Luke's in the house. What's going on, Luke? Wibble says there's a Land 2.0 white paper. I know. Don't shout at me. Who's shouting at you? Bolts, thanks for stopping by. Good to see you here. Hope everybody's enjoying the pumpage that we're having today on the markets. Somebody keeps minting DEC. Why? Are we burning SPS for this at least? 65,287, 65,291. I guess people are burning SPS, so can't complain. Look at this. We're down to another like 20,000 packs that have been opened for Chaos Legion. Who is just that absolute wild man out there that's opening Chaos Legion packs? We're at 68, almost at 969,000 packs for Rebellion. Yeah, it's just a lot going on. So Luke says, I'm now up to 5 accounts in the game, 2 wild and 3 modern. Yo, what? I'm now up to 5 accounts in the game. So is it profitable for you to play 2 accounts in wild? Or are you botting them? Is it profitable? Because I'm botting, but I don't even know. I mean, it's probably profitable for me. Just because I have a lot of like passive sources. I can always sell vouchers or whatever. Got Diamond 2 in one of my modern accounts right now. Nice. Yeah, I think that's where I topped out at in modern as well. So Brandon says, any new hints on hardcore mode or perhaps theories? I don't think so. I mean, I haven't heard anything. And Matt's been, Matt always talks about like wanting to jump into the town hall chat, but I don't know if he does. Let's see. I mean, even if he did, I don't think he would reveal anything. Cryptomancer is going to be on the town hall though. That should be fun. So you know what? Let me hold back on being a land bear. Maybe he'll have some good stuff for us. All right, the last time Matt posted in town hall was 9 days ago. And someone said, can we request that Blake present a clear vision and strategy for marketing? And he said, I don't expect this will be ready for the next town hall. We have also been working with 2 very experienced marketers who have led the marketing team at Illuvium to create our marketing strategy. And I expect to have that ready in early 25 and start rolling it out around the time that Conclave Arcana said. So there you go. You kind of have it. Marketing does not start until March. So we bleed until March. All right. So question, I would ask if there's any, if there are any Christmas activities. Okay. No, he said no Christmas activities. He did say we'll be ongoing through the holiday season. Rebellion packs will be selling out mid-December. So we definitely have a lot of things going on to take advantage of the bull market. With quotes. Huh. Okay. Let's see here. All right. So, to answer your question, Brandon, like any theories. I mean, I think I've given as much as I can based on the conversation I had with PJ. Again, I don't want to betray any trust there, because again, I don't even know if that's actually what it is. There was something from Blaze on Twitter the other day that I saw that had, he was talking about like having multiple copies of cards. Again, my theory is hardcore mode. I really like what Tails brought up. I mean, this is more Tails' theory than mine, so shout out to Tails. But I really think that it will be something along the lines of, like, it's gonna be a whale game. I don't think it's going to be something. I think it's gonna be a whale game, and that there's going to be some level of automation in it, which I know people may not be super happy about. Because the truth is that there is actually quite a few people in this game economy that have capital to spend and maybe don't have the time to spend in the game. And I think catering to them a specific format that's, like, hey, you got money, you want to spend money, and you're cool with, like, automated play or whatever, here's your thing, right? Wild format will take you so far. You can flip-flop back and forth between wild and modern, but there's no denying that the game is moved by whale activity, as we're seeing now and we've seen throughout history. So I don't know. I just hope that hardcore mode ends up being something that, even if it's not something that the regular layperson can be involved in, they can enjoy from as a viewer, as a voyeur, right, or whatever that word is. Think of it like, I don't know, like professional sports, where it's like, okay, obviously none of us are competing, but we still watch it, right? Or sometimes we still watch it. It'll be cool to see, a situation in which you have people who have incredibly large collections in the game, or who amass incredibly large collections in the game, go to war with one another over that, and to see just how it all shakes out, right? Especially because there could be a situation in which you have personalities that that are popping up, right? So you think of, like, oh, okay, hardcore mode this week, it's Gold Matters versus the Flesh Golem army of Matt Clark. Stuff like that, where it's like, okay, I'm not, in terms of like being a card lord or a card holder, I'm nowhere near where any of those guys are. But if the game mode is cool and there's an aspect of entertainment while viewing, that can be fun, because then it's like, oh, Gold Matters won, I'm gonna hit him up on Twitter and say, like, congrats, right? Or Azarkon lost, and all of a sudden everybody who wants to talk shit to Azarkon, as we've seen, they get to do that on Discord, right? Like, yeah. So I don't know. That's what I hope it ends up being, because there's no situation in which you have a game format that has been teased as it gives utility to old cards and it gives utility to multiple copies of cards. There's no situation in which I see that as something that's available for casual players, right? This is a game mode that seems to be rewarding those who have very deep collections of cards in the game. Now, you could be a casual, and maybe there's an opportunity for casuals to come in, especially early on, and rent a bunch of cards and participate, right? Same way that you can do now with Wild and Modern. But yeah, it's not screaming at me as like, oh, this is a game mode for all new players in the game. It's like, it's literally called hardcore mode. right? Like, this is not casual friendly at all. It's not meant to be. Just take a look at the name. So, I don't know. Hopefully, that's all I can offer for right now, Brandon. Hopefully we get more information tomorrow. Bananas. People are going to start opening them in preparation for hardcore mode. What? Opening packs? Maybe. Chaos Legion packs? Is that what you're referencing? But why? When the cards are so cheap out there, wouldn't you just rather buy the cards themselves? Joffrey's in the house. Joffrey says, I'm down from 7 accounts to 1. So you actually followed the rules. That's what Matt wanted. Luke says, Wild, not at the moment without brawls. However, I reckon it'll change with more gold foil draws. Well, if SPS continues marching up, Wild will start to be profitable for more and more accounts, which could get interesting if they choose to burn SPS. Joffrey says, what's up with the battle screen? They broke it. Yeah, I'll be honest. I'm getting used to the new battle screen. I think yesterday I said it's different. And then I tried to take it back and be like, it's not that I don't like it. It's just different. But I think after a day, I was watching a battle this morning on it, and I was like, yeah, I don't like it. I don't know why, but it's so much more difficult to follow. And I even slowed down the speed. And I've been playing this game for 3 freaking years, and it's like it's not that like it's difficult for me to follow what's going on because I understand the abilities, I understand the interplay, I know what to expect. Yet I was still struggling because I'm like, this is not aesthetically pleasing the way that it used to be, where it's like some of the stuff is happening at the same time, which is wild. And maybe I'm just not used to it, but I just didn't like it. So I'm still struggling with it. And maybe your computer is just as old as mine is, Joffrey, because mine was definitely wigging out yesterday for memory space or whatever. So Ben says, I bet it's just going to be that your card is defeated. It stays down for the day. Yeah, I can see that. I mean, so that was Tails' thought, right? So again, shout out to Tails, where it's like, if you, like, let's say there's a battle royale or something once a day, and you can like throw as many cards as you want at it in whatever format or fashion. And whenever you lose or whatever, it just goes on cooldown for the rest of the day or a certain period of time. So State of Survival says, I would love to see a trump card. +5 fake news, +6 Tupe. I mean, he'd have to okay, if we had a trump card, this is going to trigger some people, but again, we're just doing this for fun. This is not a political statement. What would Trump's abilities be? If you were to put a trump card in the game, man, you know what? That may not be a bad idea. This dude's like launching his own shit coins out there and NFTs. Like, if you tell him that, yo, there's this like cool game, and there's a card made, you might just get that random tweet from him, which brings in 45 million people. But yeah, I don't know what abilities. I'm just for my own entertainment. Again, there's no politics here. I'm trying to think of what ability I would give Trump. I don't know why, but backfire seems kind of funny. Because he seems to say a lot of things that always get used against him. Let's see what else. Definitely not camouflage. Maybe like a heal or something, since he's got no dodge. Oh, he definitely needs to have dodge. So dodge and backfire, right? This dude is out here like the Matrix, dodging bullets. So you got dodge. What else would you give him? Rebirth. No way. Let's see. Maybe that's it. Taunt. I mean, am I not wrong? We got like 4 abilities already that I feel like really match. I mean, I don't know how well they synergize with one another, but yeah. So if there was a trump card in the game, it would have backfire, it would have dodge, it would have rebirth, and it would have taunt. And that's all I'm gonna say on that. Somebody can make a proposal if they really want it. Banana says, yeah. Joffrey says it's not your computer, bro. Oh, Off the Grid has a Trump skin? I kind of want to play just for that now. This is hilarious. I think the culture is just... I mean, you know what's been wild is to see all of the professional... Not all, but like so many professional athletes coming out and doing like the Trump dance whenever they score or they win or whatever. Like the culture has definitely shifted in so many ways, which has been fascinating to watch. Absolutely fascinating. And I know, some people are on whatever side of this thing, and I get it. I respect however you choose to view the world. But something that used to be very, like Taboo is now completely just, it's like the Band-Aid was ripped off. So Brand says Trump's ability would be to piss off opponents. Also, he would enrage them and to embolden units, as well as cause two of your own to run away. He'd have to be a summoner. I never thought about him as a summoner. Summoner could be interesting. So, oh my gosh, you know what would be funny as a summoner? He gives your entire enemy team enrage. he gives your entire team enemy team enrage. He has force reduction because people don't want to work with him. And what's the other thing he said? Embolden units. I don't know what a good ability for embolden is. Oh man, I'm having too much fun with this. Oh, my phone just died. So I guess I'm gonna have to look at the chat on here now. Does anybody else buy these like third-party Apple iPhone Lightning chargers? And they're like super cheap. They cost like, I don't know, 5-pack for $5, but then they only last like 6 months. I feel like I'm constantly buying new ones and then they just die. So like I thought my phone charged last night and it didn't. Now it's just not working. So I'm enraged by that. Eros says, have you seen Trump and Kamala skins and Off the Grid? I have not. I just heard about the Trump skin. Trump has a wall building emote? That's hilarious. They went further than Fortnite did. That's pretty awesome. Wait, what's Kamala's emote? Does she have one too? Because it's not fair if you don't give her an emote. She needs to have an emote. Solid tank. Yeah. He needs repair for the wall. Yeah, he's not the one building it. Brennan says culture shifted. Popular vote did that. Saw a pic of LaGuardia Airport, full mega gear table, and a tiny shelf with Harris Fall 75% off. You know what's funny is like all that stuff then becomes, whenever there's like a sports, what's that called? Like a championship game. And then they always make like the losers champion merch too, but then they just kind of hide it. And then you see it when you go to like some third world country where they donated it to some kids in, the desert. It's like, oh, wait a second. This is like the what was it? Like the Titans 2000 Titans 2000 championship thing. Oh, but they lost. Wait, what? What's going on? Or the Utah Jazz 1998 championship caps. All right, Brandon says, don't buy third-party. Watch the YouTube videos about third-party USB-C and cheap HDMI connectors. There's a lot of difference. And you could damage your device? Oh, no. Bro, I literally just put in the order for another cheap-ass pack today. Because I bought one that had like 4, and then they've all slowly died on me. So I only have one left. I have 2 left. One in my car and one here. But it's not the one on my desk. It's the one in my living room that's still alive. So now I need to go in. So I need to buy the real deal. Okay. But I guess I'm not going to, at least not right now. I'm overdue for a phone upgrade. I'm really trying to ride this thing into the ground. I'm quite impressed because my phone is now 3.5 years old. And iPhones just don't do that anymore. I thought once you hit the 2-year mark, all of a sudden they start slowing down. But thankfully, it's been all right. Like, the longer this goes, the more motivated I'll be to wait until, like, next September when iPhone, I don't know, 18, 17, whatever it is, comes out. Delicious. Holy moly, we've been on for an hour already? Yo, you guys are crazy. Yo. Oh, Lilyfire just said something about tech updates. We are investigating performance issues that surfaced after yesterday's update. If you're experiencing issues with the game loading or using too much memory, please fill out this form. Oh, that's me. But I'm not going to fill it out yet. Okay, so Bolt says, I'm just excited for the Splinter Town Hall, which is near. Oh gosh, I really hope they do talk about some cool stuff. Like, now is not the time. I'm sorry. I gotta be honest about it. Now is not the time to have a bum ass town hall. Right? Do you guys agree with me? Like, Bitcoin is literally knocking on the door of 100K. Everything feels fantastic. There's almost like a euphoric kind of like excitement in the air. And the last thing you can do, I'm sorry, but the last thing you can do is come on the town hall tomorrow and be like, yeah, we're working on some things. We don't have any dates. We don't have any details, but it's coming soon. that would be the gut punch, man. That would be an absolute gut punch. They cannot do that tomorrow. Biden has Martree? What's Martree? Like martyr? Is that what you're saying? Is Biden a martyr though? I don't understand. What's the joke here? Joffrey says, bro, you got to hear the voice actor for Trump and Off the Grid. He says wild shit. Did they get, what's his name? Oh my gosh. Shane Gillis. Dude, his Trump, his whole special was phenomenal. But his Trump impressions are fantastic. Ghosty says, are you trying to set your house on fire with these trash chargers? LOL, get a decent one. I mean, no, I'm not trying to set them on fire. Are they really that bad? Oh, okay, so hold on. Watch the YouTube videos about third-party USB-C. So it's not USB-C. I'm still doing the old school USB. Because I have so many of these like little things here, right? So I'm still using those. So I'm still working with USB. Hold on. Maybe it's not my cord, but my extension. Oh, what do you want, Kat? Oh my God, it was. This side doesn't work anymore, but the other side seems to have made the battery work. Ah, damn it. Just bought more cords. But you know what? You can never have too many, right? I mean, unless there are too many of the garbage ones. Hold on. I think it's coming back online. We'll see. We'll give it another minute or so. It just gave me the battery sign without the plug it in. Joffrey says, saw that on PBD Brandon. What's PBD Brandon? I've seen videos of folks opening devices as well. Amazing how cheap that stuff gets. Oh, I was talking about the MAGA gear. Okay. My iPhone 13 Pro Max is doing just fine. I don't see replacing it for another 3 years. Nice. I think mine is 12. What number are they on now? I swear mine is 12. I don't know. I'll double check when it turns back on. If it turns back on. Joffrey says, bro, I'm a beast and Off the Grid. I'm so addicted. So my question for you, Joffrey, how many gun tokens have you collected? I mean, are you sitting on a pretty stack right now? LMAO, Shane's the man. Shane is hilarious. That's where I first saw it, then saw some expos of the picture. I don't know what you guys are talking about, but Shane Gillis is, yeah, hilarious. And you know what I need to start watching a little bit more, just because he crossed my radar when he did the Tom Brady roast, was Tony Hinchcliffe. I'm seeing more and more clips. I think just because for whatever reason it's getting pushed onto my algorithm, but I'm seeing more clips of Kill Tony, and it looks hilarious, especially because I think Shane is on there all the time or it seems like he's there a lot dressed as Trump or in Trump character. All right, so you said PBD podcast, check it out sometime. Are you talking about Patrick Bet-David? Because I don't watch it regularly, but I did watch the segment with him and Saylor yesterday. And I've seen other segments of his. And I watched him when he went on Rogan way back. Bro, can you imagine? I remember it was almost uncomfortable. He went on Rogan and was talking about, Rogan, you need to have Trump on your podcast. You have to do it. You have to do it. And then it happened. So because I remember watching that interview and it's just like, dude, he's not letting this go. Even Joe seems like he's getting a little uncomfortable about it. The Guns token is in testnet right now. It will not be transferred on the release of token. Gotcha. Okay. Still pretty cool to see where a lot of these other things are. saw that there was a tweet this morning from the Echelon Foundation for Prime, but I don't think there's anything crazy. I don't know. It just honestly feels to me like we are entering into some very, very exciting times, which is cool. Lots of opportunity on the mix. That's one of the things that I was talking with Darkest Night about this morning. Is just like, because we were talking about fallout of the election and certain people feeling certain ways one way or the other, and it's like, man, you know what? Like, it doesn't matter what your political leanings are. I mean, sure it does, but it's like there's like, it seems as though the market, the economy, whatever it is responding in a certain way. There's an incredible amount of optimism, and with it seemingly opportunity, and it's like, okay, well, whatever it is, man, just go out and get it, right? This is your chance. This is your chance to like go and change your life for the better, whether you believe in whatever the policies or not. Like, to not take advantage of whatever might be happening over the next year, in my opinion, is semi-foolish. Because let's be real, right? It doesn't matter. I mean, Trump could do everything right, and I still think we're gonna have a massive bear crash in 2026. Inflation's not going away. We're gonna start to see the numbers rise again next year. It's not gonna be great. At some point, somebody's gonna have to be like, gotta take your medicine, and whether it's Powell or someone else in the role, they're gonna have to do something about inflation. Or, I mean, they could let it run hot, but that would just be wild if they did that. So I think everybody who thinks that this is going to be 4 years of up and to the right is deluding themselves just a little bit. So, take advantage of the next year. Put away some good capital. Make sure you can ride out the next bear market, and yeah. I don't know why, but it feels like this bull run is going to be even shorter. And maybe I'm just too cynical about past bears. But there's a part of me that feels like this is going to be done by the middle of next year. Because inflation... So I was reading an article the other day, and it was like breaking down a lot of the different data points on like why people voted along certain lines, right? And a big one was inflation. And so, obviously people were putting that on the current administration and hoping that, Trump could come in and change it. But again, inflation is like everybody's printed money. We have not had a balanced budget for the government since Clinton, I think, right? So it's like, this is not a right or left thing. It's simply, they like printing money, and printing money just devalues the currency. So, you're going to feel that inflation one way or another, which means, none of this is going to stop necessarily. And if within like the first 6 months, if the first half of 2025 looks like the first half of 2021, yeah, people are going to be excited about all the gains in the stock market and whatever, but that inflation number rising the way that it did in 2021, I don't think it gets like ignored until 2020. I don't think it gets ignored until the end of the year like it did in 2021, right? They did not. The entire year, inflation's transitory until they get to November, and they're like, yeah, you know what, maybe not. Now we're gonna flip gears and reverse course. I cannot see them, like, first couple of months he comes in the office, if it's high, people are gonna be upset. And the thing is, you're gonna get people who are defending him who are just like, oh, we need what's that called? Oh, you got to give him time. He's got to come in and fix it, blah blah blah. But I think people's patience is wearing thin. So there'll be pressure one way or another sooner than November of 2025, a year from now. So we'll see. I mean, all this is on record for me now. Right? I'm just saying stupid shit online. So we'll see if I end up being right or very wrong. All right, Joffrey says, I have thousands of OTG NFTs and hundreds of unopened hexes. Wow, nice. Yeah, Patrick Bet David. All right, Banana says, no one can ride out nuclear annihilation. Cockroaches and Twinkies beg to differ. Yeah, isn't it wild? Is it not wild that, like, You know, I know that we have this lame duck period where, you know, the current president is like in office for another 2 months. Well, I was just like reading the stuff yesterday, and it's like, wait, why are we escalating now? Like these guys are on their way out. What's going on? What is going on here? Who's in charge? Somebody help, please. Because I think everybody just wants to like live a good life and make some money and feed their families, right? So it's wild. Cockroaches don't buy SPS though. They buy I don't know why it's so funny. Oh man, bananas, you make me laugh. They buy ETH. Is it because ETH is garbage and that's what insects crowd around? Oh man, the Bitcoin maxi is having too much fun with this. All right, so Joffrey says Biden seems like he's antagonizing Putin. Yeah, like I don't get it, man. It's like you lost, and so now you're trying to like literally, figuratively throw, you know, flip the table over on the board and be like, you know what? Since we're not going to be in power anyway, let's just go escalate this war, right? Even though the person who's coming into power is trying to de-escalate it and ran on a platform of de-escalating it. Whether or not he does remains to be seen. But like escalating it before he comes into power is like not the move. It's like if anything, what the country voted for was, yeah, we don't really want to go to war. Right? Yeah, we don't really want to be involved in any of that. Let's house our homeless, let's feed our hungry, and let's focus here. And current administration's like, we got 2 months to fuck around, so let's just start firing missiles everywhere. Not cool, man. Not cool. I don't like it. Brandon says, if the deep state world order failed to stop Trump MAGA before the election, seems they are now just targeting the entire world population. A bit of an overreaction, perhaps. Sore losers. That's why I gave the metaphor of like flipping the table over, which again, like I don't want to get into the partisan stuff about this. Like I obviously, like I have my views, although I consider myself independent. I am independent, so it's like I just When did we lose so much power? Meaning like the people, right? What movie was it? I gotta rewatch. I think it was like V for Vendetta. Wasn't that the one where it's just like people shouldn't be afraid of their governments? Or no, sorry. Yeah, people shouldn't be afraid of their governments. Governments should be afraid of their people, right? Like there's so much happening. And I think that there's so much happening that like most people would disagree with. And yet, it's just like we're no longer represented. It's wild. All right, so Banana says, yeah, because cockroaches have too many brains. I love the fact that we're all shitting on ETH here. It just makes me happy. Sorry for you ETH bag holders. And I do genuinely hope that it turns around. Just because I don't hold a lot of ETH doesn't mean I want you to suffer. But there is a part of me that's like, Bitcoin only. I think their TDS is that strong that they'll start a nuclear war just to make him look bad. I mean, I hope that the rest of the world in many ways is like able to see what a clown show our politics has become. And they can just like ride out the next 2 months without overreacting. I don't know. GhostCBG says, oh boy, the only one escalating is Putler. Who's Putler? Just don't go there. Gotta trust me on this one. I live basically 400 miles away from Ukraine. Did you mean Putin? Because Putler's a very interesting autocorrect. Did my phone turn on or no? Let's see. I'll be so happy and disappointed at the same time if this was just plugged into the wrong thing, which it seems like it was. We shall see. Did the people ever really have the power? Maybe not, but at least they disguised it better back in the day. Oh my god, my phone did turn on. But you know what's funny is that it's plugged in and it's not showing that it's charging. What is going on here? All right, you know what? I think this charger's just dead no matter what. So we're over an hour now. Seems like my allergies or cold are starting to kick back into the mix here. So we can call it a day soon. Plus, what time is it? 1:15. Yeah, I gotta take care of some things. What? Why am I logged out? Who the hell logged me out? This is some BS. I'm not gonna log in then. I guess that's that. So let's see where Splinter Cards is at. Oh, Bitcoin's retracing. Oh, damn. SPS is not even close to a penny anymore. I guess that makes sense. The spellbook purchases seem to have slowed down as well, which is not a good sign. I thought people were really excited to be joining the game. See, we had this little bump here, right? What was this? It was like 7, 5, 3, 3, 2, 5, 5, 3, 2, 2, 1, 1. Well, you know what? At least there's not any breaks. Every day, somebody new is buying a spellbook. But if that person does nothing, is that a positive for the team at least? Like I hope the team's not losing out every time that a spellbook is purchased. That'd be kind of dumb. Because they give $3 in credits, so it's really only $7 that they're receiving. And then I don't know how much it costs to make a Hive account. Battles have been pretty steady. Players have been pretty steady. Even the market's been relatively steady. Yeah. So, all right, guys. Well, I think we're going to call it a day here. Now, the good thing is my schedule flipped around a little bit, so I think I'll be able to live stream tomorrow. I mean, that was always the plan, but I need to double check with Tails and Lorcus. Hold on, let me see if this tournament is up and running. Because if I remember correctly, we're going to do another tournament tomorrow after the town hall. At least that was the initial plan. What's the date tomorrow? 11/21. I don't see it on the map. So you know what? Let me double check with them. But you know, worst case scenario, we'll maybe do like a morning quick live stream or something, and then if you guys want to hang out with me during the town hall, if I'm free, because that's what opened up for me in the afternoon, maybe we'll live stream the town hall here and kind of do a live/post town hall reaction if you guys want to hang out. It's a long time to sit down though, so we'll see how it goes. But otherwise, have an amazing rest of your day. Just wanted to get excited about 95K Bitcoin. Hopefully it continues to go up. And hopefully we can get to that 100K soon. You think we'll get to 100K before Thanksgiving? I mean, that'd be something, right? Well, either way, have an amazing rest of your day. I'll catch up with y'all soon. More content coming later. I haven't even really thought about it yet, but I need to do the 3 biggest questions for the town hall tomorrow. So I'll think through that and then get that posted by this evening, ideally. All right, guys. Catch y'all later. Have a good one. Peace.